Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you both for your service. I will say on my own behalf that we're very, very fortunate this very dangerous time in our nation's history to have one of the most impressive defense and national security teams in recent history. So thank you for your service to our nation at this very perilous time. You know, I have visited Ukraine as well as more recently Poland, the Ukrainian border, with a number of my colleagues. Since 2014, I've been very vocal, indeed vehement, in support of more lethal arms delivered more quickly to Ukrainians while they've lost 14,000 of their men and women in this fight for close to a decade against the Russians. And now I must say, I continue to feel that we need to do more and do it more quickly in providing lethal arms to Ukraine, including fighter jets, air defense systems, ammunition, Javelin missiles, Stingers, and other systems that the Ukrainians can use now. I agree that it's going to be a long slog, Mr. Chairman. It's a protracted war going to the east, but we need to be there for the Ukrainians in the midst of this long slog. And you've said that the outcome is an open question, but what troubles me is that saying it's an open question is a prediction. The objective is to enable the Ukrainians to win. And it seems to me that often our strategy seems somewhat schizophrenic. We want the Ukrainians to defeat the Russians, but we're afraid that pushing Putin into defeat may provoke escalation. It seems to me that we need to address those fears and realistically provide the Ukrainians what they need to win. And so let me ask you whether you feel, for example, that we can do more to train the Ukrainians in anticipation of that long slog, to use more advanced weapon systems that we could provide. Number two, can we provide systems such as the A-10s that we are, in fact, diminishing in use in our own armed services? Can we provide more naval assets to be more effective in the kinds of aerial defense that will stop Putin's reign of terror? Can you give me an assurance that we will do whatever it takes to enable the Ukrainians to win while avoiding the escalation into nuclear confrontation?
Well, thank you, sir. Well, first of all, I got to tell you that providing the Ukrainians what they need is at the top of my my list of things to focus on every day. And this is a thing that the chairman and I talk about with our subordinate commanders every day. We're personally involved in engaging countries in the region and around the world, quite frankly, in trying to make sure that we not only provide what we can, but we're getting assistance from other countries. There are some 30 nations that are providing assistance in addition to us, and that's the part that you don't see on a daily basis because we don't talk about it very often. Many of these systems are systems that the Ukrainians are used to using, and they've been very effective thus far, and we'll continue that work. Can we provide them training? Our focus right now is to provide training where necessary on those systems that we are providing them. We can get that training done in short order. They're in a knife fight, and so taking large numbers of people out for long periods of time is not helpful to them. On the A-10, I'll invite the chairman to comment on this, but again, this is a high-threat air defense environment, and the A-10 we have to do the analysis to ensure that if you did that, it could survive. And I question whether or not it would survive in the current environment.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Secretary. Shouldn't we be using now the Defense Production Act to produce more of the Javelins, the Stingers, all of the stocks that we are using and diminishing and running low on, and our allies as well? Shouldn't we be applying the Defense Production Act?
We are pushing hard to engaging industry to make sure that we move the production of these items as quickly as we can. And that's not an easy task with at least one of the items there, but we will move this, continue to move this in terms of additional production as fast and efficiently as we can.
And are you alarmed that the Russians are not returning your call, that they're not communicating with you? Shouldn't we be alarmed?
Well, disappointed for sure, but you know, again, based upon what they've done, nothing surprises me. But it doesn't mean that we'll stop reaching out to engage them. I think we have to have the ability to talk to the leadership.
Thank you, Senator Blumenthal. Senator Cotton, please.
Secretary Austin, why will you not say the words "when"?